Welcome you all for the online class of business studies. Today we will be going to start a new chapter of business studies, that is emerging modes of business. Emerging modes of business. In this chapter we will be going to learn, student, what are the new modes of business which are started up in this current era. That we will be going to learn in emerging modes of business. Very first will be the learning objective, introduction, meaning, scope of e-business versus e-commerce, opportunities of e-business, sources required for successful implementation of e-business, and various everything which is needed for the e-business to be fluctuate in our market. For that, all those things we will be going to learn in this chapter. How the modernization of business has been done, what are the new modes of doing business, what way the online mode of transaction can be done, what are the risks involved in this online way of transaction, that all we will be going to learn this is chapter. Very first introduction, student. As introduction, modern era is the world is the era of globalization, change and technology. In response to this, the business throughout the world is changing its organization, way of working and use of technology. Business processes are being redesigned. The major change in mode of business is emergence of e-business, e-commerce and business process outsourcing. Meaning and scope of e-business. When we say e-business, refers to carrying on business activities through internet. Business activities comprise of industry, commerce and trade. So e-commerce means conduct of industry, trade and commerce activity through commerce. Firms use not only the general internet facilities for e-business, but they also prefer to have their private and personal internet facilities for the internet functioning. Scope of e-business. When we say, the e-business includes carrying out planning, organizing, marketing, production, etc. electronically through internet. There are various people and parties involved in electronic transaction. These transactions are extended into 4 directions. These are B2B commerce. Transaction taking place between business units are known as B2B transactions. These transactions may involve creation of utilities, collaborations, commercial negotiations, inviting tenders, distribution of goods from manufacturer to various distributors, etc. So this is a big scope of e-business, students, as we have learned. The e-business is very helpful nowadays, as the people who are not having enough capital, they can start their trade from their home itself. No need of having a separate business unit. They must have the internet through which they can show the product and they can do the business. Here the scope of dimensions, there are the various ways of e-business. Scope of e-business, B2B commerce, as we learned. Business to business unit, when transaction is done related to the business, it is known as B2B commerce, where the business units will be having the transaction related to creation of utilities, means for converting the raw material into finished product. Collaborations, for some of the project they can tie up the business and do the collaborations. Commercial negotiations means ownership will be transferred for mere time from for the goods from one unit to another unit. Inviting tenders, distribution of goods from manufacturer to various distributors, etc. B2C commerce, when we say the transaction taking place between business units and customers are known as B2C commerce, business to commerce transaction. B2C commerce enables the businessman to remain in touch with the customers on round-the-clock basis. B2C commerce also gives scope for customer to business transaction. That is, the customer can also make use of call centers set up by the companies to make toll-free calls. Some promotion activities such as use of music, films to attract the customers are also used in B2C segment. B2C segments are involve the following steps: selling and distribution, after sales service, promotion and other marketing activities, lodging of complaint by customers, etc. These are the things which is done in B2C commerce. C2C commerce, student, customer to customer commerce unit. The transaction taking place between customers and customers are known as C2 commerce. In this, the setup business firms, the seller, that is seller is also customer and buyer is also customer. It provides secure market system for sale of used goods or services. In C2C various consumer forums are also formed. Through C2C commerce transaction, an aggrieved or cheated customer can warn other customers not to buy such products in which he has been cheated. C2C transactions may involve selling books, used books, clothes, etc., selling antique items, warning customers about fraudulent suppliers, information about the quality and durability of product, etc. You can say the online, the Amazon and all this will be coming in C2C commerce transactions. Intra-e-commerce, when we say student, this refers to transaction between the parties or persons who are the part of the one firm only. It is transaction within the firm, that is why it is called intra-firm. Generally, a firm has to deal with its suppliers, customers, employees, etc. These are called intra-e-commerce interactions. The intra-e-commerce transaction make it possible for firms to improve their speed and efficiency. For example, if marketing department wants to make changes in the design of the product on the basis of marketing research, they can immediately do on by contracting production department through B2B intra-e-commerce transaction. With no delay and immediate action can be taken by production department. Intra-e transaction improves coordination, faster decision making, and speedier workflow. Intra-e-commerce also helps the firm to interact with their employees, recruitment and selection of employees, etc. They can send reports to office through email. Employees need not to come to office, rather than office goes to them. Intra-e-commerce transaction may involve interaction between any two departments of one firm, placing orders and giving instructions to suppliers, communication to important information in the whole organization, recruitment, selection and training of employees, etc. Reporting by employees to their managers, etc. So intra-e-commerce, it is in simple words, if you want to know the whole transition within the firm, between each department of the firm, it is done. It is known as intra-e transaction. Okay. So intra-e-commerce you can more understand from this particular flow chart. Firm itself purchase, then sales, then marketing, then product, then finance. This whole circle goes on inside the firm. Supplier of the firm supplies to the firm, and then firm after production gets over supplies to the customer. This transition which is going inside the firms itself for its business activities is known as intra-e-commerce. Some of the particular firms start their own internet. They are having their own business site in which they will be doing transaction. The people who will be getting login in that particular, they can only do the transaction and they can only go to the particular website. Others cannot go and can visit the particular website. That is the thing which is created by intra-e-commerce. E-business versus e-commerce. When we talk about e-business versus e-commerce, student, e-business is a wider term. It includes e-commerce. E-commerce is one of the branches or one of the activities of business. Similarly, e-commerce is one branch of e-business. E-commerce deals exclusively in distribution of goods and services, whereas e-business involves production, sale, distribution, after sales, intra-firm business transactions such as accounting, management, etc. Opportunities or benefits of e-business. When we talk about the opportunities of e-business, following the opportunities, e-business made it possible to work around the clock, and there is no geographical limit for market. Means 24 hours you can do the business, and there is no geographical limit. Any corner of the country you can sell the product. Through e-commerce, you can reach the customer located in different localities of the part of the world. The e-commerce trading has offered the following benefits. Very first, easy to form and lower investments is required. It is very easy to start e-business. The benefits of the internet technology are that with little investment and more contacts, one can do better in the business. For example, to sell mobile phones, traditionally you need to hire a shop, display various mobiles, and spend a lot to attract the customers so that they visit your shop. On the other hand, e-business, you just set up website, display all the varieties of phones in the page with pictures of mobiles, and customer visit the website. The particular thing which the customer will like, they will place the order. Very easy it is. In this, the customer get attracted also to purchase one of the product because there are many products in the same page. On comparing, we can see that the latter is fast and involves less investment. Convenience point of view, with the help of e-business, shopping can be done very conveniently because people don't have to, by sitting at home only they can sell, by sitting at the home only they can purchase. So millions of people exchange information in the world through e-commerce. So it is convenient for the people. Speed, through e-business, information can be exchanged and buying and selling can be done just with the click of a mouse. This benefit is more in case of products like softwares, movies, music, books, etc. Through electronic fund transfer, even money is defined as electronic pulse at the speed of the light. Global reach, through e-business, the businessman can reach each and every human being on this planet who has access to internet. There is no limitation of geographical area. The goods can be traded in the whole world where there is no access to where there is access to internet. In e-commerce, customers have wider choice. For them, the whole world can be a shop, as goods from all the countries can be traded through internet. They can look at and evaluate the same product in different parts of the world at the same time and buy the most suitable product. Cost saving. Trading through e-business is more economical as compared to other trading business. In e-commerce, the businessmen are not required to own a showroom for display of their product. Though middlemen are required, there is direct sale as generally manufacturers set up their website for direct sale to customers. Cost involved in advertisement is saved. Cost involved in carrying the products for display purpose is also saved. So this is a cost saving method. Movement towards a paperless society. Use of internet has reduced dependence on paperwork and red tape. Many companies have started electronic forms instead of paper form. In electronic form, the information can be given online through internet and can be processed through much faster. Nowadays, people can file even their income tax online, apply for passport online, etc. So it is just the benefits of online. I think maximum 80% benefits we can see in the doing the trade through the e-commerce. Has a point of savings, has a point of time. So that point of way, it is very comfortable for the people. More and more people can do the online business. Limitations of business, e-business, definitely student, where there are so many benefits, there will be limitations also of e-business. The major drawbacks of e-business are low personal touch. People don't know who are the seller of the product. Even the customer don't know, even the seller don't know who are the customer of the product. E-business is not suitable for sale of product of commodity which require personal touch such as garments, etc. But still its sale is done. Delay in delivery. Any business order is placed with a click of a mouse, but it takes times for vendor to process the order and deliver the goods. This may frustrate the buyer. Requirement of hardware. A proper hardware is setup of computer network is necessary for e-business, and even the seller and buyer both know the operations of the internet. Risk. In e-business transaction, there is no direct relation between the two parties, so there are more chances of frauds. Risk. In e-business transaction, there is no direct relation between two parties, so there are more chances of frauds. There are also problems of virus, brand, hijacking, hacking, etc. So that is about the risk. In e-business transaction, there is no direct relation between the two parties. Low ethics. In e-business, there is less ethical behavior followed by business. The important information can be leaked out or read out by anyone reading the email. So that is the moral value is very less in the e-business. Requirement of hardware point of view, hardware will be required. Everyone is not able to arrange the hardware. That is the computer and the softwares also needed for running the computer. Risk. In e-business transaction, there is no direct relation between the two parties also. Because of that, there is more and more risk. Sometimes it happens wrong type of goods has been transferred from the seller, or maybe some on the way of transportation packaging has been changed. Likewise, many risks are there in the business type of business. Despite limitation, e-business is the way, or is the way also for many people. Most of the limitation discussed under can be overcome with due care and diligence. Some of the way to overcome the problems are taken up, which are discussed below. Very first, websites are becoming more and more interactive to overcome the problem of low personal touch, because nowadays through the website like Amazon is a website in which we can go and we can get the particular product from everything is available in that particular product. The speed and quality of communication is improving day by day. Various communities and telecenters are set up in villages and rural areas in India with the involvement of government, NGO and international institutions for running the e-business. India has undertaken 150 such projects to diffuse e-commerce in all nooks and corners. So we can conclude that in spite of limitation, e-business is going to stay. So we must familiarize ourselves how to e-business is conducted. So that is the limitations. E-business is also a way beside the limitation, because there are nowadays people can arrange little capital for starting up the business and can do the business properly with the help of internet also. The speed and quality of communication is improving day by day, because many centers are there. Even the companies' own outsourcing centers are there, by which they can help the customers to call and get the help what they require for the knowing in the particular transaction to be done. Online transaction, student, you know very much online transaction. Nowadays every business is done online, and the transactions, payment and the receipt also received through online mode only. So e-business refers to shopping through internet or online. Online opens up the whole world as one shop. With a simple click of a computer, one mouse, you can order any commodity from any part of the world. The World Wide Web has expanded the international marketplace, which gives the customer unlimited choices. Due to online transaction, e-commerce has created a new and large space in which buyer and seller can exchange information and also enter into business dealings. There are 4 phases of doing business in business are online. Very first, registration. Before online shopping, one has to register with the online vendor by filling up a registration form. In this form, you have to give a password to protect your account, otherwise anyone can log into your account. Placing an order. In online transaction, the order can be placed by clicking and dropping the items in the shopping cart. Shopping cart is an online record of what you have picked up while browsing online. After being sure of what you want to buy, then click checkout from shopping cart and choose your payment option. That is a very good way. Payment mechanism, you know, you are familiar with this payment mechanism. In an online purchase, payment is made through various online mode like cash on delivery, COD. It means the buyer makes payment at the time of cash delivery of the goods at the home. When the goods will reach at the door of the home, you can make the payment through cash, through check, or the online seller may send the representative to pick up the check from the buyer. Net banking transfer. Modern banks provide facility of electronic fund transfer over the net. The buyer can transfer funds from his account to the seller's account. Credit or debit card. You are familiar with this also. The people who are having the bank account, they are getting the debit and credit card. Debit card, you can pay up to the amount which is in your account. Credit card, more than the amount which you are having in your account, you are getting from the bank as help. You can pay it and afterwards you can return back to the bank. It is a type of loan or advance which is given by the bank over your account. So that are the 2 cards by which also you can make the payment. These cards are most commonly used medium of online payment. 95% of online payments are made through credit cards. Digital cash. This is a cash which exists only in cyberspace. The user of this cash has to deposit funds in the bank. Then bank issues a special software that allows you to withdraw digital cash, and you can use digital cash to make the payments. So for today's class, this much only, students. How the internet is going, how the e-business is done, what do you mean by e-business, the scope of e-business, online transaction, how it is done, payment mechanism, which is very important, we have learned. Next class we will be going to learn various security problem related to e-business and outsourcing, many things which are still the problem for e-business. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.